inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Tape my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body.
Hello, hello, hello. Sorry to meet back like this. Sorry, my camera's not on like it usually is. I was in my pajamas. I literally just got dressed and put on some pajamas and was like, oh, it's the end of the day. Cleaned up a little bit, and then I was on YouTube. Of course, I was on YouTube, and I saw this come across my feed, and I was like, oh, this is not the news that we wanted to hear. So I figured I would get back on here as fast as I could and talk to you guys about it. There is a press conference going on, so we'll listen into that. It might be over now, but we'll listen in, and it's going to be with Sheriff Salazar, I believe is his name. And so basically, today was a heartbreaking development in the search for 19-year-old Camila Mendoza Olmos. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office confirms that search crews located a body late this afternoon in northwest Bexar County. The body was found within a few hundred yards of Camila's home. So that's what gives me, to where I think that this is probably her. Sorry, you can hear my dogs. Hopefully they'll calm down. Investigators say the body was found around 4:45 p.m. in an area of tall grass near the Burning Bush Landscaping Company, close to Benson and FM 150 or 1560. It's the same general area where Camila was last seen walking on Christmas Eve. So the sheriff confirmed the clothing found on the body is similar to what Camila was wearing when she disappeared, but positive identification has not been made. A weapon also was recovered nearby. I don't know what that weapon would be. That process of identification, could take 1 to 2 days as the medical examiner works to confirm the identity and determine the cause of death. But at this time, investigators have not ruled out suicide or homicide. The investigation remains active and ongoing. So let's go ahead and listen into the press conference. I think it's right here when he starts talking. Let me take it back just a minute. Maybe it was a couple minutes before this. Oh, look, he has his hat on. He's a real cowboy. And just real quick, you can tell, like, this is not the news he wanted to come out here and give everybody,
Is everybody ready? Good afternoon. I'm here to provide latest update on this case. As you know, we've spent the last several days looking for Camila. And the update that we have today is that we just recently, about 4:45, found a body in the field nearby here. At this point, it's too early to tell if the body that we found is that of Camila, but at this point, we don't suspect foul play. As you all know, one of the possibilities that we were working under was the fear of self-harm. And at this point, there are some indicators that the body that we found may be as a result of that. Obviously the medical examiner will have to make definitive identification, and we'll have to provide cause and manner of death. But as of now, we're processing the scene, and we hope to have more information to release as soon as we're able. The area in question is probably about, I'd say, as the crow flies, about a quarter of a mile from here, and probably a few hundred yards from her actual residence. It's an area very, very close to here. This afternoon, it was the folks that found the body it was a joint team comprised of BCSO and FBI. Incidentally, the FBI has been great partners in this investigation. Up to this point, they'd been really helping with intel work and processing digital evidence, but today they actually sent us basically a small army of agents that actually helped with boots on the ground work. And we actually this afternoon made a conscious decision to go back to an area that had already been checked, but due to tall grass, we felt that there would be a benefit to checking the area once again. And as I mentioned, probably about 10 minutes into that search, the body was found. And again, too early to tell who or a cause and manner, but we do have a body at this point.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Do you remember last night, he said that they had the cadets out there searching, remember? And I said, that's exactly how it went in the Kata Scott case. The cadets went out there and they searched around the middle school and they didn't find anything. And then somebody called into them and said, go back and research. And that's when they found Kata Scott. And it seems like with these guys, it was like they went back and they researched, and that's when they found her. Oh, wow.
Esta tarde voy a dar más información tocante este caso que nosotros hemos andado investigando por varios días. Como ustedes saben, hemos andado buscando a Camila. Esta tarde, un equipo de oficiales con mi agencia, pero también agentes federales con el FBI, fueron trabajando juntos. Ellos descubrieron un cuerpo. Ahorita es muy temprano para decir quién es este cuerpo o la manera de fallecer, pero sí se sabe que es un cuerpo. Ahorita no sospechamos homicidio, sino que ahorita estamos tratando de averiguar obviamente quién es esta persona y cómo fallecieron. El área, la escena donde está el cuerpo ahorita está cerca, aproximadamente cuarto de milla de aquí y cerca de la casa donde vivía Camila. Ahorita estamos procesando la escena, estamos esperando al médico forénsico para que nos digan quién es la persona y cómo fallecieron. I'll go ahead and give you a recap. So this afternoon, about 4:45, a joint team comprised of BCSO deputies and FBI agents were conducting an open field search of a field where we had already checked once before, but due to high brush, we made a conscious decision to head back out there and check again. They found what we believe to be a body at this point. It's too early to tell who the body is or cause and manner of death. The medical examiner will be making both of those determinations, but we hope that we can try to expedite that process to be able to get the community answers that everybody's been waiting for. Any questions? During the course of the investigation, we developed some information that there may have been some suicidal ideations on Camila's part before, some signs of depression, undiagnosed as far as we can tell, but from what's being described to us, it sounds like it was a young person going through a very tough time in their life and going through some emotional issues. Aww. And there was some indicators of suicidal ideations as well. Ahorita no se sabe, no podemos decir.
what kind of any obvious injuries to the body?
No, at this point, no. I mean, I can tell you that we found a firearm very near the body. And in this particular case, we were actually looking for a firearm as well.
Oh, that's so sad. I don't know why that makes it even more sad. I think it makes it more real. That's real sad. That's real sad. And this is like one of the, the biggest holidays that they celebrate. Oh,
had come up missing.
It's so sad for her.
Firearm belonged to a relative?
It was a family member's firearm. Yes.
One more thing, I don't mean to interrupt it, but they said they found the firearm in close proximity. Like, I want to know, I'm kind of curious, what do you mean, close proximity? Because I would think that if you fell and, the weapon fell out of your hand, it would only go a couple feet, if that.
I know we didn't have any surveillance or any. Did we see a tracer? Did we have any more footage of that?
She asked about footage of any more surveillance.
No, I mean, the last video we put out yesterday was a video from somebody's dash cam that had seen somebody matching the description that we had put out on social media that day. At this point, we're still not 100% that the person in that video is Camila. Although the clothing description did match, we received several different kinds of clothing description of clothing she could be wearing at the time. And so at this point, it's too early to tell if this is actually her, but we're operating on that distinct premise. Pues quisiéramos pedir más videos de la comunidad. Obviamente el video de ayer ojalá nos ayudó un poco, pero también se sabe que el área donde ella fue encontrada o el cuerpo fue encontrado, está cerca de la casa. Es posible que si es ella, ella pudiera haber cruzado a ese punto sin cámaras verla. A esa hora también. Yes, the area where the body was found is very close to Camila's home. And it's quite possible that based upon the canvassing that we did, not every house had camera footage or cameras. So it is possible that at that time of the day, on that day, she may have made it out to that area without going across any camera. So it's possible no camera footage exists. But we would still ask people on that street to double check their cameras again. Yes, sir. So I'm guessing in the next day or two they'll be able to tell us a little bit more about who the body is, and then hopefully soon thereafter cause and manner of death as well. La ropa que tiene puesto el cuerpo es similar a la ropa que nosotros teníamos figurados que ella llevaba puesta. There was a firearm missing in this case. We had not parted with that information publicly just yet, but I can tell you that there has been a firearm recovered at the scene where the body is missing from the home. Yes.
So have you confirmed that firearm belonged to that relative?
The firearm that was missing did belong to a relative. The firearm that has been observed there at the crime scene, we haven't touched it yet. So we haven't gotten close enough to verify serial numbers. Sí hay una pistola ahí con el cuerpo y sí sabemos que en este caso una pistola se había desaparecido de la casa.
Okay, he said he didn't get close enough to see the pistol yet. So does that mean the pistol is underneath the body? I mean, he said it was in close proximity, but the only reason why an officer wouldn't be able to approach a piece of evidence as long as they had gloves on, right? And they pick it up with something like, I've seen him pick it up with like pens and stuff. Like just to see the serial number, it would have to be like to where the only thing they're not allowed to touch is the body. They can't touch the body until the coroner gets there and the coroner moves the body themselves. So I'm just wondering, that's just weird to me. I'm gonna go back and listen to that. It's just kind of.
That relative.
The firearm that was missing did belong to a relative. The firearm that has been observed there at the crime scene, we haven't touched it yet. So we haven't gotten close enough to verify serial numbers.
It's so weird. That's so weird to me. Unless they were just like, wait, we found her. We think it's her. We don't want her family to find out. Like, you know, about us
Si hay
telling
una
her.
pistola ahí con el cuerpo y sí sabemos que en este caso una pistola se había desaparecido de la casa. Una pistola que pertenecía a un pariente.
¿Van a dejar de buscar en el área? Porque ahorita pues todavía no se sabe si
Pues todavía vamos a dejar una presencia aquí en el área. Nosotros vamos a estar aquí por cuando menos esta noche procesando la escena. Porque ahorita, aunque no sospechamos homicidio, todavía tenemos que manejar la investigación con esa posibilidad en mente que puede ser un homicidio. Entonces tenemos que estar aquí por la mayoría de esta noche procesando todo. Entonces van a todavía haber actividades aquí de nosotros.
¿El médico forense podría tratarse en revelar los resultados de los exámenes?
¿Cómo dice?
¿El médico forense se podría tardar en revelar el resultado de los exámenes?
Ojalá para mí, mi preferencia es que tan pronto que se pueda. Ojalá en unos cuantos días nos puedan decir quién es esta persona que nosotros encontramos y qué fue la manera de fallecer.
Just wanted to let you guys know some of the questions he'll answer in Spanish, some he'll answer in English.
Solamente en esta semana hay 3 casos de mujeres desaparecidas, bueno, adolescentes. Una es de Sofía Gabriela.
No, Sofía ya la encontramos. Está bien, está bien. Sí, sí. He was just asking me about a young lady that we put on social media this morning, Sofia Cobos. We were actually in the process of reporting that she's been found alive and well when this call came in, so we kind of hit the stops on her. But Sofia's we're no longer looking for her. Thankfully, she's back with family and she's accounted for.
She wasn't earlier.
Bueno, no tengo mucha información en eso, solamente que nosotros sí mandamos un agente federal y una de nuestras investigadoras. Ellas las dos fueron y les dieron las noticias a la familia de Camila que habíamos encontrado un cuerpo, pero no se sabe, yo no sé qué reaccionaron.
Por parte de la familia van a necesitar ADN o algo que para poder ver si
Pues a ver qué es lo que vamos a necesitar. No sé si el forénsico médico nos puede ayudar con huellas o con récords dentales o como sea, pero la familia han estado ayudándonos con todo lo que se necesita y ojalá tenemos las esperanzas que ellos van a seguir ayudándonos.
So is this early indications that it's that it could be a suicide?
Look, at this point, we were certainly operating with that in mind. There had been some concerns early on. We didn't necessarily part with all of this information in detail, but there had been some concerns of depression, suicidal ideations made on Camila's part, to where we were considering that a very real possibility. Obviously this body being found with a weapon very nearby, that's certainly, to me, the prevailing theory, but we're still going to process the scene as if it's possibly a homicide and possibly not her. But, obviously for us, we're operating with that as the main prevailing theory at this point.
How is the family holding up?
I don't have much information other than we did send a joint team to the house of an agent and a deputy an investigator from the sheriff's office, and they both delivered that notification to Camila's mom a little bit ago, but I don't know what the reaction was from there. And we were not able to tell her definitively this is her because we just don't know at this point.
I can tell you what her reaction was. Her daughter still slept in bed with her at 19. You know what I mean? They had a close relationship. I pray for her, Mom. I pray so hard for her.
At this point, I don't know if it was a mounted deputy or a deputy on foot or a drone. We had drones overhead as well. I'll probably be receiving that update here in just a few minutes. But it was a good joint team of BCSO and FBI. And once again, the FBI has just been great at this. DPS called us earlier. Chief Vince Luciano has been great. He's been calling me all day, asking if we needed any help. I've been receiving calls from law enforcement all over, offering up assistance. But FBI came through big time for us today. Ahorita no se sabe porque todavía no tocamos el cuerpo. Solamente encontramos el cuerpo. tapamos ahorita y luego ya no vamos a tocar el cuerpo hasta que llegue el forénsico. So from what I can gather, she was having a tough time with school, with work, with a relationship that had recently ended. I mean, just typical teen stuff that she had going on, and it's heartbreaking to have seen and read some of the things that we're reading, because it was pretty clear she was going through a very tough time. So, I mean, I use this as an opportunity to remind everybody out there, whether you've got kids this age or even well into adulthood, check on people and don't take anything for granted. Many times we hear, well, she was depressed, but she seemed to have gotten better all of a sudden. So everything must be okay. Well, sometimes when everything seems to be okay, it might be because they've made up their mind and they're coming to peace with the fact that they're going to end their own life. And so
I've heard that.
I don't mean to scare anybody with that, but don't always take that as a comfort and say, okay, we must be through the crisis. Definitely, if you're going through a crisis yourself, reach out and get help. If you suspect that a friend or family member is going through a tough time mentally, please get them the help that they need. Sure. There's crisis hotlines. There's a national suicide hotline. You can always call the non-emergency number for the sheriff's office or for the SAPD. There's no shortage of numbers you can call, and absolutely people are going to be willing to come help. I mean, it's tough. This is certainly not the outcome we were hoping for, right? We always hope in these situations that she's going to be fine and that she's with the boyfriend and just wanted to get away from everything and, not talk to anybody. You don't ever want any case to end like this. And although we're not yet at that point where we're ready to say that this is her, the fact is we've got a body and it's a distinct possibility. It's a landscaping company very near here.
Was she wearing the same clothing that matched the description?
So we've got several different clothing descriptions that were put out that day. We got the one that was put on social media, but then somebody gave us an alternate clothing description, and the body is wearing clothing that's very similar to what was described to us. Bueno, mira, nosotros obviamente teníamos las esperanzas que la íbamos a encontrar con amigos, con un novio fuera del pueblo, no quería hablar con nadie, pero ya cuando se toca de encontrar un cuerpo, obviamente eso no es lo que queríamos. Entonces para nosotros lo único que yo puedo decir ahorita es que mi prioridad es poder averiguar si este cuerpo es de ella, y luego ya poderles ayudarles a la familia con lo que ellos necesiten en ese momento de nuestra agencia. Okay. Thank you all so much, guys.
Wow. That's all I could say about that, So, what is this? Who the heck's bending spoons? I'm sorry. Something about like StreamYard or something. I don't know. That was weird. But so basically what it sounds like is they searched this area a couple 100 yards behind the homes. It was thick brush. They didn't see her. They didn't find her. Now, to me, I mean, we're not doing a grid search, because when you do a grid search, you're locked in arms and you know what I mean? You're going in a straight file line. Like, I feel like you can't miss somebody when you do a grid search. It's hard to miss somebody, I would say, but apparently they missed her. They went back. They decided to go back. I'm glad they decided to go back and research, and her family didn't. I mean, because her family's been running around like chickens with their heads cut off ever since this happened, trying to find her. Can you imagine? Nope. But I think that they knew in a way, maybe with the gun being stolen or taken. I mean, it was stolen, but and then her leaving her phone. I think that as bad as I would not want to think that way, because that's your daughter or that's your family member, I think my head would go there, right? I would be like, okay, why did she take her ID? I won. Oh my God, that's why she took her ID. Oh my goodness. So she needed to be identified. Oh my goodness, I think that's why she took it. That's real sad. Now we know why she took her ID. Wow. Oh gosh. I know I had to talk that one out again still, because I've been thinking about that ID this whole time. Like, why did she take just her car key? Just one singular key. And I was like, well, maybe that's just because she wanted to get something out of her car and then just be like that, be over it. She left her phone at home so she wouldn't be traced. iPad at home so she wouldn't be traced. I bet you she put that ID somewhere safe on her, like either back pocket or in her bra, or maybe she knew she was going to, take her own life and use the gun to her head. I was trying to say that in a good way. It's hard. You can't get that in a good way. But maybe that's what she was trying to do. And that's why she took her ID. Oh, gosh. And then she went far enough to where it's like she would be found, but but far enough to like where maybe like she wouldn't be found by her family. Well, Joker's wild. That's what they're saying about about Sydney, the other girl that we've been covering, Sydney Marquis. And everyone, her mom's going to blame. Oh, I hope her mom doesn't blame herself for this. That's too sad. I think she just took the key because like she took just her car key. It kept her referencing just like a car key, not like a house key or anything like that. After I went back and I looked at all of it, I'm like, they're referencing just one key. So I think she had the gun hidden in her car. This is just what I think. I think that she probably stole it that day or maybe the day before or maybe the week before. It just depends on how, if this was like a collector's gun where maybe he wouldn't look at it a lot, or if this was like his everyday, gun that she took. I don't think that, so I think that she took the gun. I think she took it home. She left it in her car. She didn't call her friends that morning to ask them to walk with her. She walks out of the house. This is just if she did do this to herself. She grabs the gun out of the car. Now, I don't know if I don't think we can tell in the picture where she's walking if she had like a bag on or like had something to where she could conceal, the weapon until she got to where she needed to go. But if she went behind her house, I'm just wondering how they didn't really pick that up on the Ring camera. But maybe they did. And they were trying, I don't know. She did that weird walk. Maybe she was trying to do that just to get herself, ready to do it. Yeah, she could have had that in the middle pocket. Yeah, for sure, Remy. And I think that's what she did have one too, was like, yeah, it had to be in the car. That's why she was getting in the car. Oh, really, Joker's Wild? Oh, gosh. People are very unsensitive when it comes to things. Yeah, Bundy did. Yeah, she wasn't on the sidewalk. It's very dangerous. I think at that point she didn't. I think she was just like he said, when you know you're going to do something, you get almost like euphoric about it. I think she didn't even really realize that she was in the middle of the dang road. Well, she wasn't really in the middle of it, but she wasn't on that sidewalk. And I even asked a lady today in the Facebook group that lives there, like, just to tell me if there was a sidewalk right there. I was like, because I know I'm seeing it. Hey, Candy. Yeah, why didn't anyone hear the gun? She must have been far enough, because we didn't see her take anything else with her, but we only saw a still shot, so we don't know what she took. Yeah, so sorry. It's so sad. It's so sad, Debbie. Yeah, studio silent. Yeah, it's just, this is heartbreaking. Yeah, it could have been the license. I think it was probably the weapon. Took the key to get the gun out of the car. Yeah, just took that one key. Knew she wouldn't be back to the house. I mean, like, if you that's when you know. But then it's like, you look at her. It's so hard, when you see beautiful, bright pictures of somebody, right? And then this happens. Just like, I mean, but look at Robin Williams. He was one of the funniest people in the world, and he had this, the same demons, I guess you would call them, and it's really sad. And I said earlier, maybe she just had maybe the suicidal ideations were just her being dramatic one day, and I guess it wasn't. Like, I thought maybe she just said that once and then that was it. I don't know how many times she said this, but I really wish that she would have got help, So, Julian, thank you for the $2 super sticker. So, Camila, Olmos, the girl that we were covering on the channel the last few nights, they found a body about 200, I think they said a couple hundred yards from her house. They went back through and they decided to research again. And they found her body, and then they found a gun in close proximity, they're saying. Hey, Marcella. Yeah, landscaping company. Yeah, by a landscaping company, which is, probably closed. And it's, oh my gosh. Your sister-in-law did it in 2009. I'm so sorry, DM. That's my dad's best friend hung himself, and my dad found him. And oh my goodness, I couldn't imagine me and my dad finding that, And I was like not expecting us to get this news tonight. That's why I'm not on camera, because I'm in my pajamas, which I don't care. I don't even care. I should just show you. I'm in my robe and everything. I look cute. I really just, this is so sad. I was going to see if there's anything over on X, but. Oh. Okay, I didn't mean to hit that button. Let's see. It should be, you would think like it would be trending. Hold on. I'm trying to think of the who that person is. Like, there's like a celebrity that passed. Isaiah Whitlock. I just like clicked on this, so I thought maybe it was something like this. Doesn't look like it. But but Angelique Johnson, he said again that she was not missing anymore, right? He just said that she was home. Okay, so Angelique there's 3 women that we know of. They were all Hispanic that were missing, and then one Black woman. And well, she's actually a teenage girl. Angelique Johnson was her name. Well, every time someone's asked about her, so someone asked about her at the previous press conference, and he said she's been on the phone with her parents, right? So she's been on the phone with her parents. And then at this press conference, he just said she was at home with her parents. She's back at home. Because when he said first time he said she was on the phone with her parents, I don't know. I just didn't believe it. So I looked it up on Google and there was 0 reports of her being found, her being in contact with her family, anything like that. So I said, okay, maybe just give them a little bit of time. Maybe they're working things out. He says it again tonight. I go back and I look again to see if this poor girl has been found. And no, she has not been found. There is nothing on there that says that Angelique Johnson has been found. So I go over to Rose on the old X because Rose is how I found out about this case. Nobody was talking about Camila, and there was no one was talking about Sydney. So those were 2 cases I saw them, picked them up. Well, she just posted, okay, Sophia has been found. That was another girl. That was okay, let me get this picture for y'all so you can, okay. So you guys can see, because this is, I know you'll remember. This was one of the girls. Remember her? She's been found an hour ago. An hour ago, though, Angelique is still missing. So I'm like, what the heck, right? And so I commented. This is my comment. I don't know if you can see it. But I was like, I don't know how to show you my comment like this. I said, the sheriff has made it a point to say that she has had contact, and now he is saying she is home. There is not one report that says she is home. So I'm hoping Rose will write me back and like tell me, like, because when I look her up, like 2 hours ago, like still missing. So I don't know. There's like nothing that says that she has like been found. And she went missing on December 25th. So this is just weird to me. And hey, Mary Beth, and hey, Lenora. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you guys all for being here. So let's see here. Sophia was 14. They found her. Let's see if there's anything like that was the same, but no. Yeah, and then so this was the 3. Remember we looked at this picture earlier, the 3 girls. Well, now we know Camila, age 19, killed herself. Maybe. We don't know for sure until we get the paperwork, or the coroner comes back and says it's her. It could be somebody else back there. I'm not really big into coincidences. That would have to be a huge coincidence. And they did say they already talked to her mother. So I don't think they would bring that information like that and then come out and say they think that that's her, you know what I mean, without it being her. I think they probably found either her ID. Well, I don't know. They probably didn't touch the body. They shouldn't have. So maybe they're waiting on the coroner, but maybe they could tell by looking at her. You can have a head wound and still be able to, you can still tell who it is. Now it has been 6 days. I don't know what the weather's like that, like in Texas, but I'm sure it's pretty. It's probably pretty nice. It's pretty nice weather. It's probably warm weather. Yeah, all these girls are from Texas, and they're in close proximity. So they wouldn't have been able to use her driver's license because if it was in her, unless it was outside on the ground, because they can't touch the body until the coroner gets there, and the coroner takes the body and does what the coroner does with the body. Then they can come in and they can grab the evidence and stuff. They'll have it in evidence lockers for them. The coroner will. Or they'll have them drying in evidence tanks, like these big, huge, like dryer looking things. If they're like clothes that are, that have like staining or something on them. They want to, dry them out, but after testing, if they've gotten the swabs. So it was warm when she went missing. Yeah. So maybe she's a beautiful girl. They all are. The day after Christmas. Oh no. Yeah, Amy, I completely, I feel like that about, losing people just like in general, you move on, but you're changed forever. And losing people like this is complete. I don't know how these families that are missing loved ones, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they, they keep that strength. They do. They keep that strength about them. And man, and I'm so glad, that we do have Sophia back at home. So that's good news. Angelique, I hope she's back at home right now. That'd be great. But we haven't heard that she's home. And then of course, Camila. And then we have, our other case that we're covering on the channel with Sydney. Now, I hope they find Sydney. She is kind of the same. She left the same kind of way, that Camila left. No phone. She left her phone in her car. She left her car running. She walked away. I just hope we don't find her the same way. Her dad's been out there kicking ass. He really has. I hope he finds his girl. Wow, 43 degrees. You have a granddaughter the age, yeah. It's so sad. Even when my daughter's PD was the 22nd, she had decided she hates this time of year. Oh, lost my mom last year and her dad's dead this year. Oh, it's hard when kids lose grandparents. Shoot, I know it was hard when I lost my grandparents and then my parents. Yeah, and Christmas probably is never the same, and they do say this is the time of year that people, take their own lives, and we never know what other people are going through. And even our worst enemies, right? Or we think are our worst enemies. We don't know what they're going through. Especially if it's somebody you just see on the internet. You see a couple hours of their life, an hour a day. And I'm not talking about me. I'm not talking about me. Just be nice to one another, It's just, oh man, just everybody be nice to one another. It's not that hard. It's really not. I think what she did was she went on that longer or that weird walk to kind of like see where she wanted to maybe do it. Or I don't know why she went on that. Maybe that was the way to where this all happened. Yeah, I hope you start feeling better, Ash. You've had it rough. Well, I'm going to jump off of here. I think I'm going to eat. They said it was like an amicable breakup, but I don't know. He could have. I know a lot of people were online like blaming him for this, but I didn't have any reason to blame him. Oh, look, that's my old cell phone. I didn't even realize that. I have to update my picture. What's this visual effects? Oh, they're only if I guess I have my camera on. I was like, what's that mean? Okay. Well, thank you guys all for being here tonight. Sorry for the bad news. you know, but I mean, I don't know. I'm glad that they found her. I wish they would just found her alive, you know. I know her mom is going to be hurting. Oh, man, if y'all are praying, people, pray for her mom, because her mom's going to need it. Like, they seemed very close. And oh yeah. No, I'll probably stay off for the rest of the night. Oh, her boyfriend had pictures 6 days prior to go. They looked happy. I didn't see the boyfriend's interview for some reason. I still haven't seen that. Must have been on like the TikTok or something. But I'm on TikTok. But I'll be back on tomorrow. I want to do a members live because I want to take down this Christmas decorations with you guys. I figured why not. So we'll probably do that sometime tomorrow or the next day. I'm trying to do it tomorrow, but I think Vincent works tomorrow and he's off New Year's. No, maybe it's New Year's Eve. I think it's New Year's and New Year's Day or something. But tomorrow is New Year's Eve. We will be celebrating it together. I may not be on that late to celebrate it, and watch the 12 o'clock, the ball drop, because I'm usually in bed, but I will be on. Oh, that's a good idea, Priceless. Yeah, a few 100 yards. Yeah. Well, they said that they didn't see it on the first pass, and then they saw, well, okay, this is not going to be the same. This is not going to be the same at all. So I hope nobody takes this wrong way. But my dad had a patch of grass after my dad had a garden in our backyard, and he loved that stupid garden. He really did. And it was only like 6 foot by 10 feet or something. I don't know. It wasn't that big. It wasn't a big garden. It was just a little garden. Well, after he died, the garden right there would grow this wild ass grass. It was like, wasn't like regular grass. It was like hay almost. It was like thick, and it was just weird. So my mom, she would mow the yard, or I would mow the yard after my dad passed away. And that patch of grass would always just grow faster than the rest of the grass. Well, one night my cat went missing, and my mom and we looked everywhere for him. We looked all through that backyard. It was only a half an acre, a quarter acre. I mean, we had nothing for a backyard, right? Couldn't find him. The next morning, we actually found him, and he was in that tall part of the grass that we had checked the night before for like an hour. But we didn't see him until the next day. It was so weird. And he couldn't have gotten out and got back in because there was no holes. Like, you know what I mean? Like underneath the fence. So I guess it is possible to be able to be, hidden under the brush like that. But that's a cat, and this is a whole person. She's 5'4", 110 pounds. That's a whole person. Oh, where's Dawn going? Happy New Year, Dawn. I was like, where's he going? What case is next? So we'll be covering Sydney. We're going to cover Idaho, because Idaho came out with a freaking crap ton of documents, girl. Oh my goodness. We were so close to being away. So no, some documents came out, and I thought it was just like a few. And I'm like, oh, this is like nothing. And it's like a few thousand. I'm like, oh, that's how we're doing this. But you know what? If we read all through these documents and Ann Taylor couldn't do it, I'm gonna be upset. I want my $2 million or whatever she got paid. I think it was $2 million, $4 million. I want that. And I still think he's guilty. Yeah, they must not have looked very hard the first time. Monkey grass. That's probably what it is. It's crazy, Ashley. I'm like, what is this crap? And it was always like, it was just kind of a joke. Like, there's Dad, still here, making our backyard look crazy. But thank you guys for being here tonight. I appreciate it. I am glad in a way that they at least found her. I couldn't imagine being a parent not knowing where your child is. At 19, you know, that's still a child. My mom and dad would have, when I was 19, I moved back in after I moved out for 2 weeks, moved right back in. So can't say I was much of an adult at 19. So it's just really sad. But keep her in your prayers. I'll keep you guys updated whenever we hear something. When the coroner report comes out and all of that stuff, of course, we'll read it and we'll see what happened. And we'll make sure that we do her justice. So thank you guys so much for being here. I will see you guys all later tomorrow. Bye.
I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got 1 too many quarters in my pockets. Counting like the 4-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.